Hi, y'all. I'm Allison. I decided this morning that our Start and Stop Betty read of Everyone This Christmas as a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson needs a proper kickoff. Originally, the first video was going to come out next Sunday on December 8th, covering chapters 1 through 7. But I realized we're missing an opportunity here. I've been waiting so long for us to start this book, and I think we should all start it together. So today, right now, I am going to read the prologue in chapter 1, reacting, speculating, guessing, spoiling my way through the first, I think, 10 pages. And then we can discuss how the book is starting out. Then we'll resume the schedule that I originally set up, meaning December 8th, we'll have chapters 2 through 7 in it. So I think this is the best way to do it, right? Now, if this is your first time hearing about our little Betty Reads, it's quite simple. As just grab your copy of this book and keep an eye out for the videos. I will be batch recording, so it's going to be a week per video every Sunday until we get down to Christmas Eve, because this is an Advent calendar. It's intended to be read one chapter a day, like you would open the door on an Advent calendar, to count down to Christmas, where we will find out who did it. So I am super excited to get into this book, and just as excited to discuss everything with y'all, because it's been forever, it feels like, since we've done one. I think our last buddy read was back in May. So I hope you're just as hyped as I am. I am going to reposition my camera, get into a comfy spot, and begin reading and kick off the Christmas season with a mystery. Okay, we're just going to sit here at my desk today because my house is like destroyed. I've got Christmas boxes everywhere. I haven't finished decorating. In fact, I've barely started. I'm really behind. But, you know, priorities. We got to start our book. So now, just in case you've never done one of our Start and Stop Betty Reads before, I will be spoiling this. So make sure you have already read to the end of chapter 1 before watching any further in this video. If you have not done that yet, then pause it, read those few pages, or just bookmark this little video and come back to it after you have a copy of the book in your hands. Okay, so I am ready to dive in. I absolutely love this series, and this is a standalone, so don't worry if you haven't read the other ones. Okay. I believe we have a prologue. Oh, and by the way, these take place in Australia, which I am reminded of by the little quote at the beginning by Arthur Conan Doyle. And I don't know if somebody's going to get lost in the Australian outback. It might happen. I do love the graphic of the Advent calendar in here. It just sets the tone perfectly. Okay, that's quite the start. Talking about the difference between Australian Christmas and a North Hemisphere one is they don't get snow, but they do get more murders. And I will say, I've always, thought about that. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that. In the world, there are a lot of countries that celebrate Christmas during summer. That just seems so offbeat. Although, being a Texan, I have worn shorts on Christmas Day before, so I guess it's not that unusual. But in the book, my brain's everywhere today, so bear with me. I love the tone of these books, the humor, and I have a feeling it's going to continue with this one. It does mention the 2 previous books, but it doesn't give anything away, like I mentioned, and I highly recommend going back and reading those if you haven't. I love it, because in all of his other books, he follows a set of rules, and he lays them out for you at the very beginning of the book and says, okay, here's what we're going to be solving this mystery. These are the parameters that we'll be using. And this time it's a holiday special, so I guess he's going to give us the rules of holiday specials and what we're going to have in store for us. We're even going to have Rudolph. So he's telling us this is going to span over 2 days for him, because it's Christmas when he's writing it out, and he has it solved faster than before Sherlock takes on his, which is December 27th. I love fair play mysteries. Okay, so we're going to have another complex murder. Murder committed without laying a hand, a victim decapitated by a piece of paper, and a suspect covered in blood with no memory of how it got on them. 6 suspects, 7 gifts. Let's open them. This is going to be so much fun. And it's going to be so hard to do this Advent style and just read a chapter a day because they're going to be really short chapters. I also know it's going to make me really crave the next book for him and from him. And it's going to be a while till we get another one. Okay. So we're on to our first present from Secret Santa. It's going to Lyle Pierce. Is everybody else just sitting there with a big smile on their face as they dive into this? I had to read that full paragraph twice. I completely skipped over that he's skinned his right head and been stabbed in the stomach and the shoulder. I went to wedding entertainment and how he's driving away from his fiance. Kind of, yeah, I missed a key component there. Okay. I'm a little just like, wait, what? But then I always have a hard time starting a book because my brain is wandering, especially when I'm doing a video as well, because I'm half thinking video and I'm half thinking decorate my house, and that I want this to last as long as possible, and I know it's only a few pages, so gotta get that brain in gear. Okay, I'm going back and reading this page again. Does anybody else do this, by the way? I don't know if it's my suspected ADHD or what it is, but I completely missed that Uncle Andy booked a magician at a wedding. That's not something you typically see. Okay, so I guess they're going to have a magician instead of a band. Different. Uh-oh. Ernest, who is our narrator, he's driving out to Katoomba. I hope I pronounced that right. And I hope he's not the one who's actually going to get lost out there that was referenced in the quote at the beginning. Okay, so Ernest is up to something. Because he's mentioning, he's out there. He's planning to go watch Rollin to give the show a chance before he tells Andy, no way. But he's saying this is part of his alibi in case she glimpses the bank accounts. I bet he's going to be buying her some kind of a wedding gift to, exchange on the day that they take their actual vows. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Because, he's clearly in love with her. So I don't think he's up to anything shady at all. So we're at December 21st. So I guess this is going to take longer than the 2 days that I previously mentioned. That's when he started writing it down. Oh. Okay, he's going to see his ex-wife. So maybe, his lie isn't. I don't know. We will see. Although I don't think it's for any bad reasons. He's not like cheating or regretting or anything like that. I wonder if his divorce isn't final. No idea. I'm really stretching today, aren't I? And I do love how his books always give you the rules. Literary detectives' pact of honesty is with the reader, not with other characters, unfortunately. So I like how he's going to point out the rules to us and show how he is playing within them. Of course, referring to the rules for the golden age of mystery, a fair play mystery. Oh, okay. So Erin needs help with something. I wonder if she's the one who's missing. Yeah, he's talking about Andy's various interests and hobbies, and Andy is quite the character from the other books. So it was saying that this book is a standalone, but you would get a little bit more out of it if you've read it prior. And that's what I assumed, that you'll just be, you'll know a little bit background information on the characters that he references that is going to inevitably show up in this book. And Andy is one of them. So I'm hoping he'll have a pretty big part in this. Okay, so obviously Juliet has no misgivings about Aaron because she's invited to the wedding. So maybe he's just trying to hide the fact that something could be wrong with Aaron. Maybe that's all it is. Although he shouldn't be keeping secrets like that. But everyone's going to have one. I was wrong. Aaron was the one who was charged with murder. I thought, that she was going to be the victim. So I guess that is why he's keeping it a secret. He doesn't want anybody to know what Aaron's been charged with. Okay, that makes sense. Keeping that information to himself until he knows something else. But now I got to put the book down until tomorrow because door one is Aaron. Okay, so all we know is Aaron committed some kind of murder, and Andy has kind of flubbed the entertainment for Ernest and Juliet's wedding. Potentially, I don't know. Apparently this magician is a big deal. I would guess like Chris Angel level or something. It still seems really odd for a wedding. Okay, so that brought us to page 7. Now we have to wait until at least it's just tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be starting a new video with chapters 2 through 7, December 2nd through the 7th. And that video will go up on December 8th. So let me know what you thought about the prologue. And if you're just as excited for this book as I am, it's going to be really hard to wait. But that's what we have to do. That's the whole premise behind an advent calendar. I think it's going to make for a fun lead up to Christmas. And a great way to start our Starting Stop Buddy Reads again. All right. Can't wait to hear what you have to say, and I will see you hopefully very, very soon with my December Just Spin It game, which I haven't done yet, but we'll get there. Okay.